Hello Sagittarius, this is your April 2022 reading. I have gone ahead and I have pre-shuffled your cards. Well, Sagittarius, look at this. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Star. All right, Sagittarius, April 2022, I am using the Tarot of the Divine deck. So this is you, which is very interesting. You have the World. The World is a card that does not require action. And it's interesting that you got the World as you in your reading. So, crossing you, your obstacle is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords in this deck is portrayed as a wolf that has been bound and has also eaten a sword by accident and is terrified, truly. So I think that where you're at, Sagittarius, in your life, you are on the brink of a period of wholeness and being fulfilled, right? The world is the end of the cycle. And your obstacle is the Four of Swords, which represents kind of like our headspace. So I feel if you've been engaging or lack thereof, like if you've been kind of keeping to yourself your progress or significant changes that are in your life, I think that's kind of the barrier that you need to overcome. It's you, Sagittarius, in accordance to others. If you choose to be distant, this isn't about like let everybody in, let them know what's up in your business. No, it's not that at all. But if you, Sagittarius, kind of choose to distance yourself from people because it's in your best interest, it might be a time to examine if that one little piece that you're missing from feeling like everything is great, it might be time to re-examine our perspective of us, Sagittarius, to others. Affecting your subconscious is the Nine of Swords. So again, you have another Swords card in a position of conflict. Yeah. So your subconscious, despair, right? We see that here with a woman holding her sleeping child and the weeping man. The woman, staying strong for the child, and the man, well, very specific. But anyways, so affecting your subconscious is despair. Again, I think that this is you, Sagittarius, an individual relating to others. I don't know if this is like someone in your life that's causing this, or you in reaction to someone, or overall just kind of how you've positioned yourself in your element. Yeah, but challenging you, it's the Four of Swords, right? Your swords are your thoughts, your mentality being what's preventing you from kind of fully actualizing the totality of your world. And then in your subconscious, again, supporting that is the Nine of Swords, letting your headspace kind of dictate how we respond to situations, which can be good and can be bad. So it's, you know, in all things there needs to be moderation. Beneath you, in your recent past, you have the Emperor. If this, I kind of see more as like a paternal figure or a strong masculine energy that was in your life. I don't see recent past in this situation something that you've had to move on. I don't, like Sagittarius, I don't see you as the Emperor in the past. No, this was an emperor figure, maybe someone who was giving you advice or giving you counsel, even something like a boss or a manager, someone who has been there supporting you, and, you know, kind of like the grasshopper situation and the master, or the apprentice and the master, whatever. The emperor in the past is like the master saying to you, like, I've taught you all that I can. And, you know, all your experiences up to this, your life lessons, positions of masculinity, all of those things kind of come to this culmination point right now. And that's in combination with your world. And so the master's like, I've taught you all that I can. It's time for you to go and write the next chapter of your story. And I feel like that's kind of where this mental anguish comes from. Like the idea of being successful in what you're achieving or facing the realities of the world that you've built. It's a little bit daunting, and it's causing you that mental anguish. In front of you in the future, you have the Three of Coins. So, you know, you are just going to be embarking. The Three of Coins is a great signifier card of having the rooting, the fundamentals of like security and success, if that's something that you want. I think this card also will represent like this card also represents like nobility, what's it called? Yeah, I mean, yeah, like kind of getting the foundation for securing yourself long term. As you can see here, this person is adorning a headdress named of peacocks. Remember that peacocks are auspicious. Peacocks represent kind of like, again, I'm going to go with nobility. I'm going to double down on that because it's like a nobility, grace, sophistication, like refined beauty, things of that nature. Like there is a subtle confidence that comes when we are fulfilled and we're good at what we're doing. And if the master's like, you know, you're ready, then you are ready. And this is you kind of stepping out, making your mark so that your coins can give back to you. Also in the back, we also have featured like these Titan-like creatures. And while their masks are colorful and fearsome, it's not to strike fear, but it is to give confidence. The Titans are there. They are not against us. They are supporting us. They are working with us. They are here as a result to protect that what we've built. In the near future, I see the Five of Coins. That to me is just kind of a card of, this is a really specific example, but if you work in real estate, right? In the beginning, while you've passed your exam and you are now qualified to sell houses, while you are ready to go forth, that does not mean that like your tree of fruit will immediately give fruit, right? There is like a laborious period, a period of being mindful about expenditure. This is obviously a card of like material lack, but it's not that things are going to be taken away from you. It's just like a kind of a still period before the results of this really come in. And this is a card of being mindful of the potential to waste resources is there. So be frugal, be wise, and be conscious of how you, where where you put your energy in as well, because it pertains to your physical self. Your advice is the Ace of Wands. That's delightful. The Ace of Wands here is a paintbrush surrounded and supported by fire. Business development, passion, career, and even creativity comes from this. So your advice is to embrace the Ace of Wands energy. If the Ace is a new opportunity that's coming to you or a new way of doing something, know that your business or your sense of personal development will thrive from this. The Ace of Wands being in your advice position is supporting like your elevation to the next status. But it's not enough just to have the title or to be given the opportunity. You have to pursue it. You have to give it drive. You have to like kindle your fire. In your home and your surroundings, you have the Page of Coins. I think that's fantastic. Again, I get big career vibes from this, but whatever you've been investing your energy in is slowly going to start giving you a return on your fruit. Your flowers are going to start to blossom even in the winter time, and it's going to be reflected in your environment. You know, maybe things are going well. Maybe you sell that first house and you get yourself a new couch, or you celebrate like small things that make your home inviting to you, small things that show that your environment reflects your progress outside your home. You know, when we think of our place of refuge, it's important that we fill it with signifiers and markers of our own success to remind ourselves that we are capable of reinvesting into ourselves, not just on the outside, outward facing, but on the inside too. In this situation, in your hopes are the Three of Swords. That's very interesting. If you have been working really hard to get yourself out of a situation, then I think that, you know, that's just something for you to decide. The Three of Swords is it's a card that's usually like represents like heartbreak and betrayal, right? But it also represents division, delay. Interesting. Yeah, that kind of threw me off, I'm not gonna lie. But the Three of Swords for you in this one, Sagittarius, I think is again kind of more like a warning, much like this Five of Coins. If you feel like in your environment that some things are discordant, or maybe that you're not ready, you know, it's hope. It's like you hope that you don't have to go back to that place, right? And you have the Three and the Four of Swords. So I feel like you're hoping that you don't need to return to this energy of being blocked, like self-sabotaging. You're hoping that you don't revisit your thoughts. You're hoping that you don't hold yourself back. You know, it's kind of like, if I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna sell a house, I hope I don't mess it up. You know, but it's also like you want to not fulfill that. You want to not entertain those. You know, if you think that you're going to be unsuccessful, you're going to be unsuccessful. So, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, there's no need to hope that you won't return to these previous behaviors if you don't give them energy at all. That's very specific for some of you. And lastly, your outcome is the Seven of Cups. So, you know, after you start to make your way through these events, you are going to end up in a position where you get to make a choice. And I think the Seven of Cups can be a really great card when all options are open to you, anything is available to you, and now you are truly in a position to decide. These cards, interpreting it a little bit differently, if there is a change to your environment or your home and you're able to move on to that next direction, whether or not because things are in discord or just because it's time to go, the Seven of Cups is a card that all options are available to you, that each route can be equally prosperous, and that there's many more things that are going to come. Your overall energy, just to go back to it, is the Star, which is amazing because the Star is about hope. It's about looking forward. It's about the wishes that we make late at night while those who we are close to us sleep innocently, not knowing what goes through our mind and the endless amount of possibilities. So yeah, I think that goes really well with this column. You hope, Sagittarius, that as you go through this trial in April and as you move forward to this next stage of your journey, you hope that everything works out and you hope that everything's good. The Star is a card to keep your dreams alive. The energy, remember what you have built. Remember how much because you've worked for it, because, well, you are your own North Star, and it will always take you home to where you want to be. Sagittarius, if you felt positively about this video, please let me know in the comments. Give it a like and give the channel a subscribe. Right now, I am embarking on a 1,000 subscriber challenge, so please do subscribe if you would like to. What does a 1,000 subscriber challenge look like? Well, I have a series of tarots planned for you guys, and with that, I hope to be able to give life to my channel, to be able to honestly have the confirmation that I need, that it's kind of hard to put yourself out there on the internet, and that's okay. And so my 1,000 subscriber challenge to me is that if I put out the videos, I think that I will be supported by my viewers like you. So yeah, if you feel positively about me, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye, Sag.